Guys, welcome back to our channel. This channel, Aware Science, is all about trying to learn various concepts of science by practicing a lot of questions. This video is in continuation of the series where we're trying to learn Python by solving interview questions from top tech companies like Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google. If you're preparing for any of these roles, this is a great series to follow and build your concepts. So yeah, let's jump right in. In this video, we are going to solve this question on start a scratch regarding nominos without an Oscar. This question has been asked in Netflix and BuzzFeed interviews, and it's a great question if you're preparing for data engineer, data scientist, BI analyst, data analyst, or ML engineer roles. Okay, the question reads: find the nominees who have been nominated the most but have never won an Oscar. Output the number of unsuccessful nominations alongside the nominee's name. Order records based on the number of nominations in descending order. So we are given a data frame called Oscar nominees, and expected output is a Pandas data frame with two different columns, nominee and the number of times they were nominated but never won, and this should be sorted in descending order. So let's examine this data frame called Oscar nominees. So it has number of columns. What we are concerned about is the nominee and then whether the person won the Oscar or not. Now, if you look at this data frame, right, so here you have various years. So one person can be nominated for a year and could not win, but the next year or in some other year, the same person can be nominated but can win, right? So here the question says who have never won an Oscar. It is not by an year. If you need to look the entire thing and say who have never won an Oscar. To solve this, we need to do who all have actually won the Oscar and then try to go the other way around. So what I'm saying is, if you take this Oscar nominees data frame and take the column called winner, right? So if I take the column called winner and equate it to true, so that is going to give me true and false values. And if I pass this to Oscar nominees, yeah, that is the original data frame, it is going to keep only those rows where this entire thing returns through. So basically all the people who actually won an Oscar. If I go ahead and run this, so these are the people who have won the Oscar. Then what I can do is I can take the nominee column, right? So I can take the nominee column, and this is the list of all the people, right? So let me just go ahead and run this. So this is the list of all the people who have actually won an Oscar. Let me, store this in a variable. Let's call this as winners. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to remove all these people from the Oscar nominees data frame. Why? Because these are the people who have won the Oscar. So we are only concerned about people who never won an Oscar, right? So what we can do is let's take Oscar nominees, right? So if I do this, right? So Oscar nominees, take the nominee column, and if this is in this winners list, right? So if this is in, so list of winners variable that we just created, so people who have won the Oscar at least once, right? So this is going to give us true and false values. And if I pass this entire thing to Oscar nominees, right? So Oscar nominees, so this is going to give me all the detail about the people that who have won the Oscar. It might sound that here I got the names of the people who won, and then I'm also trying to get the same thing again, right? So here I'm just trying to get all the information about the people who won, but actually I will tell you why I'm doing this. As we discussed, we need to keep those nominees who never won an Oscar. So there is nothing called not in or is not in Python, but to do that, have the same effect, you can use the tilde sign. So it is basically equivalent to writing where Oscar in nominees nominee column is not in the list of winners. Now let me go ahead and run this. Let's see what do we get. So now these are all the people who have never won an Oscar. And now once you are, you have subset the data frame to all the people who have never won the Oscar, then this question becomes easier. Now you need to count how many times they were nominated but did not win. So we can go ahead and do group by the nominee column, then use the dot aggregate method. Name of the column that we want in the final output is n times nominated. So we keep that is equal to take the, right? So take the ID column and perform a count that is going to give you how many times they did not win. And then since we group by nominee, it is going to be the index. So we need to reset index. And then once we reset the index, let me go ahead and run this. So we also need to sort this, right? So this should be sorted by n times nominated in decreasing manner. So what we can do is we can write dot sort values, and this should be sorted by the column n times nominated, ascending is equal to false. That is, highest should be first. So let me go ahead and run this. So now this is sorted in descending order and our output looks exactly like expected output. Let me go ahead and submit this, pass all the test cases. So everything is green. Let me go open this in a separate browser tab. So if you look at it, everything is green, and this is how you do it. So yes, somewhat tricky question and some initially might sound counterintuitive, but what we basically did was, firstly we find out who all have won the Oscar at least once. Then what we did was, from this data frame Oscar nominees, we removed all those people who won the Oscar once. So what does that mean? Now you are left with only those people who were nominated but never won. So once you are having that data from this, then you simply group by the nominee, create the column called number of times nominated, and then take the ID column and count. So that is going to give you, okay, this person was nominated these many times but never won. And then you reset the index and sort values by number of times nominated in descending order. So yeah, this is how I do it. Let me know if there is a better way or more efficient way to solve this question. Let the solution be in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.